Okay, who's with me? Happy lunch break. Sometimes, maybe at this time, it can be the morning still. Here in Michigan, it's a lunch break for me. And I have got to talk to you about something. So if people are coming on, hi, Kathy. Happy 60th, friend, Kathy. Um, Listen, I had prepared a message that has nothing to do with what I'm saying now. And this is the way God works. It's like, you thought you were going to say that? You thought you were going to inspire? No, hold on. That's for a whole other time. This is rocking my world. This message, this download that I received. Hi, Marion. Hi, Shay. Okay, so I'm going to dive in. I don't want this to be too long, but who knows? Timing is out of my hands most times. So, how many of you feel that you are willing to be a disruptor, to just cause such a disruption, to do things so differently, knowing that it is going to make a great difference? Hi, Lisa. Hi, Alicia. Hi. Hello. Yeah, man. So I had this message for you about choosing love over fear. It's a good message. And I caught myself at least 2 times today having to take my own advice, this idea of how to be so present to choose love right now in this moment, to choose love over fear. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. But I had this powerful conversation with a new friend of mine. Her name is Anya. And I don't know if she's going to be watching right now, but man, did she caused a disruption in me. And then today I had another conversation with a new, I'm going to call her my friend, but her name is Ruth, and she, I believe, is in her 70s. And she disrupted my thinking. It was so good. It was so, like, I took pages and pages of notes, and then I did a voice message to myself rather than journaling it because I couldn't keep up fast enough with my mind. And I did a 45-minute journal entry with my voice, not with writing. And I just talked with the Lord more and more and more about the downloads that I've been receiving. And it has been a pure disruption. I miss you too, Vicki. Hi, friend. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Erica. How many of you are willing to be disturbed, disrupted, your world be just shaken up for good? We always know it's for good. And I hear Jamie Winship talk about that when we are functioning in our true identity, that no matter how we show up in the world, no matter what role we play, if we're a mom, a grandma, a colleague, a neighbor, just someone in line at the grocery store, right? Just a stranger to someone, he's like, be causal. Be causal. Girl, Kathy, you have COVID. I'm so sorry. Oh, yes. I'm just going to tap this to see what else you said. I can't. Okay. But yeah, even if we're suffering, even if we're feeling the pain in our bones at a true, like, visceral level, even if our mind is distracted and we're feeling just all over the place, I've got to tell you, every moment is a moment to say, I want to disrupt things. I want to disrupt COVID. You know, if there's been many times that God has allowed me to be online, and you know, I'm quite the spitfire, you know, and it's like, no, I happen to you. So Kathy, you happen to COVID. You tell COVID who you are. You know what I'm saying, Nikki and Lisa? So it's funny because right now I feel like the Lord is saying, Tara, this is a message of love. This is choosing love over fear. And that's a whole other message, because I just want to stay focused on, if we are really walking in love, that is so freeing. that we can allow God to work through us to disrupt the world around us and not to be afraid of being a disruptor. Man, this is a message for myself. Not to be afraid to disrupt things, not to be afraid to show up, because pure, perfect love, it disrupts the gunk in our brain. It breaks away the junk in our heart. It's a disruptor internally first before we just go out into the world and we want to just, I want to exude love, but the purest form of love is causal. It causes things to shift. It's a disruptor. It's a disruptor. And when I was talking with my new friend, Anya, who's not a new friend to what was the community that God allowed me to be part of, the Barn 45 community, she is an active member in that community. And we had a chance to talk. And 3 words: big, bold, beautiful. Now, those are disruptive words if we're flowing in our true identity, not coming from a place of false identity and this, false humility and, but I don't want to show up big. I don't want to show up bold. Who am I to call myself beautiful? No, it's when we are functioning in our truest identity that we just are naturally causal. We're making big things happen. We are redefining beauty, and we are bold in a whole new way. And the conversation I had today with Ruth, again, I think she's like in her 70s, and she gets to, I just think that you get to a point, I know being in my mid 40s, every decade, I get to a point where I fear man less, where I have less of the fear of what other people think. And I have had so many experiences, and mostly for myself this summer, I've had so many on my knees, just like, what is going on? These awesome moments of suffering. And I mean an awesome moment of suffering, because I knew that in my suffering, and we're not out of it yet, maybe I am, I don't know. But in this purest form of suffering, where I felt the pain quite deeply, physically and emotionally, and this spiritual stretching. Julie, hello friend, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Look what happens, Julie. Look what happens when we show up for each other. And that's the other thing I want to say, is being in community. All right, I'm going to get all over the place. I got to get focused. That when I forgot what I was saying. Tell me what I was saying. I know, Julie, this is a level of freedom. Kira, tell me what I was saying 2 seconds ago. I've totally forgotten. Stepping into love, freedom, big, bold, beautiful, and our true identity. Come on, Jesus. Okay, so I'll shift, because being in community, locking arms with other people, it helps to ignite the partnership. It helps to ignite the big, the bold, the beautiful, I think that's what I was talking about. Like, yes, there, thank you, Erica. In the suffering, I knew that while I was in the suffering, and I'll come back to the community in a minute. I knew that while I was in the suffering, I knew that I would be stretched. I knew I would experience a new level, a new understanding, this new closeness. And I knew that my enemy is going to have to watch out, because I was learning more about the spiritual realm. I was learning more about my capabilities with Jesus. I was learning more about how to accept the beauty that God has given me, the boldness that he wants me to show up in the world. He wants you, Kathy and Cynthia and Erica, he wants you to show up bold, fearless. And it's demolishing this fear. I have these fears that I still hold on to, these little itty bitty fears. And sometimes I don't even know what drives them. I don't even know why I'm even thinking that same pattern that I thought I let go of forever ago, this fear of fill in the blank. Okay, So being in community, this is what I'm all about. But Abundantly Me is about freedom. It's about love. It's about braving our abundance. These are the conversations that I've been having. Being brave, showing up in the world, bold for Jesus, not being afraid to be fully ourselves. And so Abundantly Me, everything I do, and what was just confirmed even more. It's not about the message. It's not about more information. It's about when you and I spend time together, I want you to be ignited. It doesn't, if I'm weepy at that time, I want you to be ignited. If I'm coming across as like this powerful force, I also want you to be ignited. Being in community together through Abundantly Me, I'm telling you, it's about showing up as you are. Not expecting anything more from yourself, just showing up, locking arms, trusting me to be part of your journey. And when I allowed some women that I'm seeing now, Julie Lynn, and this beautiful woman, Ruth, and this woman, Anya, and these other people who I gave permission to speak into my life. And they confirmed things and they ignited truth in a way that they had no idea, but they were willing to be in community with me. They were willing to speak a word that I needed to hear that I didn't even know. Valerie, Marion, listen up. This is a message. This is a message for all of us. Inviting people in, doing whatever it takes to invite people in. And if I'm the one you're inviting in for a time such as this, that's amazing. If it's not me, and if it's other communities, and if it's other people, and it's other mentors, that's amazing that God gives you these other people. But when people align with me, when they step into what I have to offer, how God works through me, I want you to buckle up. Because with me, it's not a sit and get. It isn't. It is a bold disruption. That's what I'm talking about. Again, let me bring you to the beginning. I wanted to talk to you about this download that I got about how to choose love over fear. That's what this video is going to be today. I have a write-up, I have my blog, I have it all going, and God disrupts me again. He disrupts when I think I got this great plan, and he disrupts it, and he says, no, what I want people to know is, yes, that information is good. That's good, because what I have to share is good. But he's like, Tara, you're stepping out in a new time and in a new season. And the message they need to hear right now in this lunch break hour is that if you and I are doing work together, be ready to disrupt the world around you. Do you know what I'm talking about? Now, I see some names that are joining right now who are either coaching with me, who've been a part of an Abundance Academy, who've been to a talk that I've held, which is called Patiently Enduring. They have felt the disruption. They have felt the disruption, and man, is it uncomfortable. And that's where we want to be. I want you to trust me. When you're ready, I want you to trust me, because I want to learn. I want to learn how to be disrupted more and more and more, because the old disruptions, the old discomforts, the old stretchings, that's great. That was for a time such as then. But now is a new time, a new level, a new calling, a new season. And the stretching that happened before you see me right now, it was ugly. It was painful. But right now, I want you to know that if you spend a moment with me, even in these like just little impromptu videos, or if you sign up to do work, you will be disrupted. but you will be in a safe place. You will be loved. You will be in a community. And the expectation that I have is that you are a leader, that you are powerful, that you are designed and you were made and you are able to endure. A lot of people are saying, like, I'm kind of nervous to feel the stuff that I don't want to feel. I don't want to experience the pain. I don't want, okay, great. I'm telling you exactly what needs to happen will happen, and it will be done in a safe, my flesh wanted to say comfortable. It won't be comfortable, but it will be safe. I don't want to be afraid to have you be uncomfortable. I want you to be uncomfortable. The most amazing revelations that I've received is when I was really uncomfortable. I was challenged. And then I'm telling you, every single time, I then was causal. Like, I happened upon that thing. I was a disruption to the patterns of this world. And God knows, He knows that He can count on me. And sometimes, like I talk in my patiently enduring talk through the book of Job, sometimes I'm like, with a classroom teacher, you don't give her eye contact. It's like, you look around and you're like, okay, don't call on me. No, call on me. Call on me. Use me to be a disruptor in this world. I don't want to be comfortable. Are any of you getting sick and tired? Any of you getting sick and tired of waking up in default mode, on autopilot? This is just what I do. I wake up, I do these same tasks, I rinse, repeat every day, same stuff. You know why? Because I'm uncomfortable, but I've learned to be comfortable in the uncomfort and the discomfort, and I don't want to change. Because what I know the work I have to do is going to be uncomfortable. And so I'd rather just live on this kind of, you know what? This is the hand I was dealt. This is the life that I'm going to lead. This is what it is. This is all I got. This is all there is. No. Even if you're on a mountaintop moment and you're like, I could die today. This is amazing. Baloney. There is so much more. There is so much more. But yes, to get that more, it's going to be a stretching. It's going to be uncomfortable. Right. So often we're sick and tired, but we actually are glad to be where we are. We're glad to be, at least I know, at least I can make sense of this. At least I know tomorrow's going to be the same kind of a day. I don't love it. I don't know where I'm even going with this. All I'm looking at is comments and I'm like, are any of you ready to be disrupted so that you can be a disruptor in this world? Now the sound keeps breaking up. Well, that stinkers. The old me, I would have rather vomited than be a disruptor. No. What I wanted was to have everyone like me. I wanted to have everyone be in agreement with me. I wanted that what I said would be, that's what I need to hear. I needed to be the person that wasn't a disruptor. I was the person that people not only could count on, but also could count on that I would say the things that would fit that person, and then that person, and then that job, and then that boss, and then that person. And then I wasn't even anywhere remotely close to being myself. I was so in fear of what other people think. Again, don't know why I went down that road, other than there was a period of time I was terrified of being a disruptor. I wanted to be well-liked. Oh, the word popularity. I grew up in this desire to wanting to be popular, to wanting to be seen, to wanting to be included and to belong. And that is our human desire, to be loved, to belong somewhere, in safety. And that's for us. That is, Stacy, yes, ma'am. That's the opinion, even of our family members. I want to belong somewhere. My family is the place to belong. I want to feel that love, and I want to feel safety. And when I say that to people about safety, they're like, I feel safe. That person's not going to like physically attack me. No, I'm talking about emotional safety. And that is for you to define. Do you feel emotionally safe? And so I used to have all of those dependent on people around me, my popularity, what people thought of me. And I'm talking in like high school years, elementary, middle school, high school years. I think some of that dwindled. But yet that popularity as a teacher. Do I make everyone happy? Did I make my boss happy? Did I make my peers happy? Did I make my students? Did I make all my families? I mean, it's unlimited. Do I make my own personal family, my siblings, my parents? It went on and on and on. But just to close this up, because I want to bring this to a close. I want this to be a short disruptor in this lunch break so that it can impact the rest of your day. And there is a video that I will circle back around to choosing love over fear. The only way that we can be disruptors, if Anya listens to this, come on, if we are free people, if we are living in freedom, which comes from perfect love, receiving perfect love, then we can go into this world and we can be causal. We can be a disruptor. And the disruptor is going to be so joyful. And it is going to be like, it's going to be covered in love. Not a disruptor oozing in fear. Anyone know the difference? Anyone know the difference? Of if you're around a disruptor who's oozing in fear, then what are you going to feel? Anyone have examples for me that you want to type out? What about I love these comments. I'm going to come back to them later. What about being a disruptor that oozes love? Freedom. Like that person knows her identity so powerfully well that the disruption she's creating is so attractive, is so compelling that it's like all you want to do is spread more disrupting love. All you feel the awkward sense of peace, and there's like this freedom, and it feels light. So on this hand, it's heavy, it's dark, it feels like just so, what's the word? Not claustrophobic, but like, you know me, I lose my words right? And then, yes, Pam, exactly. But on this side, when we are a disruptor, but we are coming from a place of love, then there's peace. And you just want to be around that more and more, not avoid it. So I'm going to close this up saying thank you, Kendra and Pam and Kiara and Valerie and other friends, Mary Beth. Truly, thank you for taking a moment and being willing to listen in, because you could have shut this off as soon as I said being uncomfortable or that working with me is going to be uncomfortable. Working with me, that you're going to be a disruptor. And there are people who aren't ready for that. There are people who do need to work with other people because this is where I say, like, man, the way that God works through me, the way that I listen to his voice, we can cut through pain. We can cut through childhood stuff. We could cut through things that we've been attached to, even in our adult life, like serious hurts. And if you've been through things with me, if you've noticed and watched how I've gone through things, I am not immune to suffering. but I stand in victory. While I suffer, while I'm on my knees, I am bawling my eyes out, while I am asking questions to learn more about how I can disrupt this for this person because this pain is so hard. While I'm seeking answers, I stand in a place of victory. And I have said, and I will continue to say, oh, you better watch out, because I'm going to be such a huge disruptor after this struggle. And if the struggle never ends, I will be a disruptor of love now. I will bring love into this scenario. That's why I was so passionate about this other message of love, because I'm going to view this struggle through the lens of love, which is a disruptor that makes people uncomfortable. I am going to view this situation through the lens of love. I'm going to be a loving disruptor. And there are going to be people who aren't ready for this kind of work because it might be too... Now I'm going to start coughing. Here we go. It's all right. I got my water. I am going to be a disruptor. Before the struggle, in the middle of the struggle, and hello. And when the struggle's over, and I am free to take in other experiences and show up in the world in other ways, you better watch out, enemy. We all have an enemy, by the way. Recognize it or not, you have an opposing force that doesn't want you to be a disruptor, but wants you to be disrupted, wants you to be held down, wants you to be captive, wants you to be a slave to your mind, your will, your emotions. You have a disruptor in your life that is here to kill, steal, and destroy. And I see him or them. That's why being in community. That's why allowing someone in and being very careful with who you allow in, but allowing someone in to help you be that loving disruptor, to help you break down those walls, to break free of the lies that you're believing, to step into your true identity, to show up in life as a disruptor. That's the work that I do. Come on. So this isn't really a ploy to get you to check things out and to sign up with me. This is just a ploy that even if I am online just completely for free, I just want to connect with you, then just do this. If you're ready for the next step, phenomenal. Go to abundantlymE.org. Great. I just check it out. I'm going to put blogs on there. Not blogs. I have my blog. I'm going to put some writings on there. I'm going to put some teachings on there. I'm going to try to have the gamut, but I'm telling you, I'm not bound to anything. I serve from a place of freedom. So if there's courses and classes and there's things that I know will bless you, and it happens to bless my family as well, terrific. But I will be doing what the Lord asks me to do. I am too old and have been there, done that too many times to block out the way that God wants me to work. I work from a place of freedom. Even though my struggles are not yet over, I don't know. I just had an experience today with this beautiful Ruth that I don't know. I literally may have just experienced a miracle, but I'm going to accept it, but I have to just see. I just have to walk out into it. I believe it, and I'm going to walk in it, and I'm going to serve from a mighty place regardless. I'm going to show up and be that disruptor. And I'm inviting you into that. So thank you for taking a minute to follow my crazy all over the place. But man, I'm on fire. And I love this work. This is such a fun, freeing place to be. So Juliet, I love you. Nice to see you. Oh, yes. Ready for the new Kiara girl. Come on, we got this. And Vicky. Oh, yes. Where do I go? Yes. I'm telling you, this is what it's all about. This is about being in community with me. If you're asking about where do you go, as in when I said abundantlymE.org, I have other posts about my website, if that's what you mean, because this is what I'm offering, y'all. I'm offering boldness. I'm offering taking risks. I'm offering like doing this work together in community. But there's some accountability. There's some investment, right, of time and heart and energy. I love you too. Thank you so much. I just want to see if there's any other. Yes, come on, join us. I can't express enough what is going on. And listen, this is a perfect time to be part of the community because either I'm still kind of getting out of the struggle. I don't know. Again, I'm waiting for time to tell. But the freedom and the joy lets me know that even if I'm still in the struggle, I don't know, it's okay. It's going to be okay. I don't have to wait for the struggle to be over for me to serve from a place of abundance. All right. Yes. Healthy boundary. Girl, come. Let's talk about that. Healthy boundaries for sure. What else do you guys want to say real quick? I hope that the video and the audio was good, but if it wasn't, I don't know, God's in charge. So maybe there's a reason for that. Okay, so let's be chain breakers together. I'm moving this whole thing all over the place. I love you all. I'm going to read the messages and take a quick minute to respond. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah. Thank you, Jennifer. Okay, I love you all. I'm going to let you go. I hate this, but this just makes me come back for more. Okay, I'll be sharing more. Actually, I'm probably going to do the message on love and fear next, but not live. Okay, love you all. Bye.